The term counterpoint really has two definitions. First, it means a type of composition first used in the 14th century in which a combination of musical lines, written according to a system of rules, sound simultaneously. Counterpoint also refers to the voice that is written above a given melody. As a student, you will be given a fixed melody, and above that melody, you will compose another melody called the counterpoint. The given melody, which is fixed and cannot be altered, is called the cantus firmus, or firm melody. In order to write a counterpoint above the cantus firmus, you will need to learn specific rules of voice leading. Voice leading refers to the relationship between the melodic and the harmonic dimensions of music. It is the linear progression of melodic lines, or voices, and their interaction with one another to create harmonies, according to the principles of common practice harmony and counterpoint. As you compose your counterpoint, you will have to follow a set of rules for how both the horizontal and the vertical aspects should be treated. In order to compose a true counterpoint, we should immerse ourselves into the musical language of the time in which counterpoint was being developed and used most. Counterpoint was developed in a time before the tonal relationships of tonic and dominant, before the major and minor scales existed in their modern forms. Musicians instead composed using modes. Modes are the musical scales used in counterpoint. Each mode is classified by its starting note and range. Modes, much like diatonic scales, define which notes are most important than other notes. The modes have a beginning and an end note called the final. The final is much like the tonic of a modern scale. The final is the home pitch of the mode. There are 6 commonly used modes. The pitches used in these modes correspond to the white notes on the piano. The modes of the piano were in existence before the piano. The piano evolved around the scale that begins and ends on C, but there are a lot of steps along the way that led to the exact frequency of that pitch. It's a longer conversation for another time. These modes are known as Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, and Aeolian. Each of these modes begins on a different white note on the piano and entails their own series of whole and half steps, just like modern major and minor scales. For instance, Aeolian begins on A and proceeds up all of the white notes to the next A, creating a pattern of whole tone, semitone, whole tone, semitone, whole tone. There is actually a lot more you could learn about modes, but for now, this is enough to begin learning how to write a counterpoint. Before diving into the rules of counterpoint, we should learn about the 4 types of melodic motion that can occur in a counterpoint. These 4 types of motion are parallel, similar, oblique, and contrary. In parallel motion, both voices move in the same direction over the same distance or interval. In similar motion, both voices move in the same direction, but over different distances or intervals. In oblique motion, one voice moves while the other voice stays put. We often say that the voice staying put is holding its note in common from the previous dyad. And in contrary motion, both notes move in opposite directions. These are the definitions you will need in order to begin your study of counterpoint. In the next module, we'll learn all about the rules that we must follow to create a successful counterpoint.